Hi, I'm Dr. Richard Jermyn, Dean of the Rowan-Virtua School of Osteopathic Medicine. Welcome to Dialogue with the Dean, our podcast series dedicated to highlighting the thought leaders who are advancing the mission of our medical school. Our mission is to foster innovation, elevate excellence in education, and advance transformative healthcare practices. I have an amazingly special guest today, who's one of our very own medical students, Jared Aftel. Jared is also a professional wrestler. He's known as Flash Carter and comes to us from Monroe Township, Middlesex County, New Jersey. Jared credits his father, a psychiatrist with a specialty in drug addiction, for influencing both of his passions. Jared set his sights on cardiology when he was in 4th grade, and in typical superhero fashion, he needed an alter ego and signed up for his first pro wrestling training on a dare when he was 18 years old. Staying focused on the medical dreams, he continued to study backstage. His biggest fan, his mom, has attended nearly all of his performances. Jared uses his superpowers for good. Flash Carter raised over $1,000 for the American Heart Association through his wrestling. So with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Flash Carter. Welcome, Flash.
Thank you very much for having me, Dean.
Thank you for being here. I'm so excited. You know, you and I have been talking a lot, and one of the things that I wanted to really get started with, we talked a lot about working out and nutrition. And one of the things I know, I'm a fan.
Thank you.
And I watch you all the time. And one of the things I noticed right away is how much influence you have with children, especially over fitness. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure thing. So when I got to medical school, I really thought, this is like going to be the busiest time of my life. I don't know how I'm going to make everything work, but it kind of just made me more inspired to really take my nutrition seriously, really take working out, getting to the gym seriously. And I think I find it as a really healthy way to, get away from the books every once in a while, because we all are guilty of staring at a screen for 12 hours a day sometimes, and you need that physical activity to get you out. And like you said with the kids, it really does warm my heart to see like the influence I could have over them, and not just in that aspect, but in the aspect of staying on top of their studies, being physically active, of course, and just giving them that brief escape from reality. If there's any trouble going on at school, at home, I like to be able to entertain them for the short time that I can.
So what has wrestling given you?
The biggest thing I always tell people wrestling has given me is a perspective on other people's lives, because you really meet just people from every walk of life in wrestling. I obviously have a very different background than a lot of my peers with the wrestling and the medical school, but you'll meet people who are working 9 to 5 trying to make ends meet, and these are like the real people in America, and I think that's going to help me not only as just a human being, but future in my medical career, to really, know what those people are going through, know the struggles, and be able to relate to them on a more personal level.
You have two passions here, wrestling and medicine. How are you going to combine the two?
Well, I actually did last year, as you mentioned, and I've been doing this for the past few years, a big fundraiser in January and February. As you noted, I am very interested in cardiology, so I wanted to do my part in giving back, and I turned all of my merchandise sales into a 100% profit donation to the American Heart Association. And I'm very thankful for all the fans at shows that bought things, as well as a lot of people in our school here at Rowan SOM. I've had teachers, security guards, and my fellow students actually help me with that fundraiser, and I'm extremely thankful for that.
This is great. But there's got to be some obstacles in this duality that you're living right now.
Of course. I've had very higher ups at professional wrestling companies tell me things like, look, you're not going to be able to do the school and do the wrestling. And on the other end of that, I've had people in medicine tell me very similar things. But I pride myself on having a very hard working ethic and trying to be a grinder, always on top of my studies, whether I'm on my way to a show listening to lectures in the car, or backstage at a show studying, doing my Anki on my laptop. I'm just always working on something somehow, getting 1% better every day.
What advice would you give to those kids who are so enamored by you that might want to go to medical school?
Well, the best thing I could tell them is just to kind of take your studies seriously as young as possible, because I remember being there, and obviously getting into medical school requires a good amount of dedication to your studies, and that always comes with some ridicule from your peers, things like that. But you got to be able to block out the noise and really, in the world of medicine, focus on the long-term goals. We always hear that a lot because this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. So I would just say to those kids that are trying to go into medicine, this is a wonderful field, and I do think I would highly recommend this for people, but you got to have that passion for it, and you have to have that dedication.
What inspires you?
This is going to be corny, but like, for example, I had a show yesterday, and just seeing like these little kids just like running around smiling, like, can I take a picture? Can I take a picture? It makes you feel like, like a superhero, like you said. And just to have that influence on a person's day, make that moment for them, it really does warm my heart.
Flash, I think I can honestly say you're a superhero.
Oh, thank you.
And,
I appreciate that.
And I want to thank you for doing all that you do. You're out in the community. You're a hero to children. They all want to be you. We talk so much about wellness, and this fits so much in this mission of making sure that people find that part of them that allows them to, because this is what I'm hearing from you. This is all about wellness. It's about fitness, right? All the stuff that you're doing, it's really 3 full-time jobs what you're doing. It's amazing to me. It's superhuman. Let's be honest, right? It's superhuman. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
And can I ask you? Could I ask Flash to maybe do a little pose with me?
Sure thing.
All right.
So
let's do the. You always do this on your webpage, so maybe we'll do the.
A little flex on it.
Yep.
There we go.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Keep up the good work that you're doing, and be that great superhero that you are. I'm a big fan.
It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. And once again, I want to thank my guest today, who brings innovation, wellness, exercise, and a whole nother career to medical school. He's going to make a great cardiologist and a great role model for thousands of children. Having said that, I want to thank our viewers for tuning in today. Once again, as we bring in these great creative thinkers that help move our mission of the medical school forward. And I will see you next month. Thank you.